Hi, and welcome to Medical Malfunction. I was away a few days last week, not having fun. I wasn't feeling well, so I didn't really stream. But I have a few videos coming up I'll be sharing soon. But I did want to take a moment. Something happened in pop culture that I thought was really interesting. And pop culture is also very fun. So let's talk about that for a second. It was the passing of Chris Robinson. He was an actor back in the 80s. He was on a soap opera. He played a doctor on General Hospital. It was a whole big deal. And he is the one who delivered the line, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. And although he didn't coin the term, obviously he delivered it quite well because not only was it brilliant as a marketing thing, it also covered the legal requirements for the advertising industry. Because if you are not a physician, and you'll see he's giving sort of what seems to be medical advice, right? Even though it's OTC, over the counter stuff. Um, oh, by the way, do you remember what it was for? I'll give you a minute to think on that and then we'll watch it real quick. But the fact is, that is a line that has persisted. We still use that line today. You hear it in jokes. You hear it. There's songs written about it. They. It's just something that is still in the zeitgeist. And you think about that was 1985. This is 2025. So that's a long time. It is well established. I don't care how old you are. You've probably heard that at least once in your lifetime. So I thought it was kind of interesting. So let's give it a sec. Let me see if you've been able to recall um, what what the product was. We'll see about that. Let me come over here and we'll watch the commercial real quick.
I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. And when many adults get a cough, they play doctor at home. They treat their cough with the same medicine they originally bought for their children. They need one of the adult formulas from Vicks for the coughs adults get with the strength adults need. Formula 44 for coughs, 44D for coughs with congestion, and now Formula 44M for coughs with congestion and a raw, irritated throat. The adult formulas. You can't buy anything more effective. The adult.
Okay, so that was the official commercial where we launched I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. And as I mentioned, still in our vocabulary, we still say it. It's still funny. I'm sure you all have stories about having used that line or experienced that line, but the fact is, here it stays. Now, I did there was a little bit of excitement when I was trying to find the source of it, and it had more to do with the actor versus the place where that line originated. So I already mentioned that part of it had to do with you had to disclose that you are not a physician, especially giving basically medical advice here, selling a product, even though that seems a little bit like it wouldn't even be that big of a deal. But talk about the most brilliant way to do it. So it turns out it was an ad agency who had the Vicks campaign. So if you didn't remember if it was Vicks, that's who was in charge. So a lot of times, whether you're working for a studio or a company, you have an ad agency that works outside. Of your walls, maybe. A lot of people don't have a super creative agency team. I mean, everybody's more creative these days, I think, but back then, this was definitely an agency creation. It came from, let me double check because, oh, it's a heck of a name. It is Darcy, Mashis, Benton, and Bowles. And they are given the credit for that. And it says that, yeah, there's a white coat rule, and that's stipulated that actors portraying doctors in ads must disclose they're not real medical professionals. And so in this particular case, like I said, that has to be the most genius way of doing it I think I've ever heard of. Plus the line itself. Still use it. We all know it. And so for it to have persisted that long is quite impressive. And so yeah, even though we don't have a Dr. Rick Weber, I mean, General Hospital's still on, I think. I think it's on streaming now. But oh, that was the other part. As I was looking into it, turns out Dr. Rick Weber got replaced. And there was a little bit of legal news, I guess, which it wasn't really that salacious or anything. It was a tax thing. but it looks like he had to serve time. I saw like incarceration mentioned, and I thought, wow, that's pretty wild. But he also lost this campaign. So even though he just passed last week, that might like explain why we haven't had a whole lot of advice from Dr. Rick Weber or Chris Robinson, the actor, as it were, because obviously that's really where the issue went to. But I thought that was kind of an interesting little outcome that probably not a lot of people know. But anyway, so that's pretty much my thoughts on I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV, and I'll be adding some other stuff to the channel soon now that I'm feeling a little bit better. This hair is still not under control, as you can see, but I'm feeling a little bit better. So it's time to go out there and get some good medicine and give some good medicine. Thanks for being here.